Well, welcome back today. First of all, I just wanted to say thank you so much for those of you who, have been following along on the lawn channel and came over here and are kind of checking out what's going on. Or for those of you who are just new completely, just wanted to thank you so much for joining us on this journey over here. It's been a lot of fun to continue making videos kind of in my off season from my other channel. And so I just wanted to say that right off the bat. I just want to thank you so much for joining over here and watching all the videos and all the support. Okay, so today I have a few things that I want to show you. It's kind of going to be an update video on a few of the loose ends of things that I've been talking about that maybe we haven't finalized what's been going on. So I'll try to keep you updated on some various things. We'll move around, do some work as well, and let's get going. First of all, I guess I'd say this weather continues to be out of control weird for the winter. Now, sometimes we do have warm weather here in central Iowa, but I mean, we're going to be getting to January soon according to the forecast. I'm still seeing mid 40s or so for highs, and that's not very cold for January here in Iowa. So a lot of people here don't really like snow, so there's good for them. However, I kind of like to see the winter with at least a little bit of white to it. And I wanted to make a video out here kind of seeing everything snow covered. I'm sure it will happen at some point, but so far nothing really of any significance for snow. Now, I told you about the well in one of the last videos and that the water was still coming up to a level on it that I wasn't really comfortable with in terms of it freezing possibly. So I would say right now the level of the water is still about a foot or two above the ground. So we talked to our guys with the well and they just decided for now that we're gonna try to pile up some soil around this thing, and they added an extension to it so that we're gonna keep that soil there and have it out here far enough that usually when it freezes, that will act as an insulator and it hopefully will not do any damage. So there's a fix to it that they could do. That would be digging things out again and going down and putting in a cap. I think it's about 6 feet under the ground or so that keeps the water at that level. So that could be something we do in the future, but it was another few $1,000s probably, at least at this point, to dig it all back up, do that. And so right now I just used the Kubota to come out here and put some soil around here. I had a big pile over here anyway that kind of needed to go somewhere, so just put it on there. Next on the list is this pile of fencing, barbed wire, just an absolute mess of stuff. It was over in this section and we knew that there was a pile of junk over in here, but as we started digging into it, we just found more and more and more. You got things like this, things like that. There's more in here to get, but it looks like to me they probably just at some point there was maybe a fence line out towards the road out there and they just bulldozed it all up here. I don't know what happened, but we're trying to clean this out at least enough to make it look presentable, and also that there isn't a bunch of metal everywhere. Just look though at the soil that comes out of here. Pretty amazing. Alright, so we haven't talked about the building site for a while, but I wanted to update you on kind of what's happening with that. So I'll be standing right in the middle of the building here on this shot, looking out towards the east there on the trees and everything, so that'll give you an idea. But we are going to build a shop house out here, and we're kind of finalizing the plans right now. We have the builder and all of that stuff figured out. We are just finalizing plans on our living space in there, and then kind of the overall size and everything is pretty much figured out now. So we'll have an update on that soon, and we'll reveal kind of what that is going to look like coming up as well. So you want to stay tuned for that. But roughly right now we're thinking about a 56 by 80, and that will give us a lot of shop space. And then we'll have a 2-story living area in there. It will get us what we need to get out here and start living, and it's going to get us living where we want to live and working on all of our projects and everything, and keeping the cost to something that's a little more minimal than going all the way up that hill with utilities and everything. This, I think, is going to be really exciting to see the process of that as well. We have a couple things happening soon, some dirt work that needs to happen. We're gonna have some electrical put in, and I'll keep you updated on those things as well. These cows are just so funny. Just not used to people being around, so they're like, what are you doing? So down here at the creek, my friend Will and I were down here the other day, and cleaned up a couple of these log jams. So you can see in that area right over there where one of those log jams was at, there's still a big stump there that's too big to move, but we did get that cleared up enough to walk through a lot more easily through that section. What's interesting today is that the water was really clear the other day when we were here, and it's really murky today. Can't wait to have a big gas tank out here so I don't have to deal with these cans anymore. And if Turner's watching right now, don't worry. I've been keeping up on my maintenance. So it's starting to get dark now, as it does so early, but that was as much fun as you can have, quote unquote, working on things. So I'm really enjoying running that Kubota and kind of getting better at it. I'm starting to feel more comfortable with it in terms of the controls and sort of just working with it in general. So that's exciting, and there's plenty more to do. Okay, so I think I found a spot out of the wind here today. It's kind of cool to come down into the woods area and how much the wind changes compared to up on the hill, obviously. But today you also saw that they are starting the dirt work for the building site. So we needed to change things in that area, not drastically, but there was quite a bit of fall going one direction. So where we wanted to put the building, we needed to level that out. And then also they are going to work on the driveway since they're already out here. They needed to move some soil around, and they're like, we could just go ahead and put some of that soil over where the driveway needs to go and just do it all at one time. So that's kind of what's going to happen with that. So it's really exciting but scary at the same time. It's kind of crazy to see everything start now, and it's getting a lot more real for us. We're going over our house plans and trying to figure out how that's going to all work. I think you guys also know that prices have gone up considerably on pretty much everything. So our probably budget that we were looking at before has changed a lot, and we're trying to see how are we going to work all of that into what we want out here for this building. But today it's really cool to see the dirt work, to see some of this getting shaped, and to see it actually coming to life. Today we're getting a little concerned here in the Midwest because it is in the 70s right now, and it is, what does my watch say? It says it's December 15th, and in case you don't know anything about Iowa or the Midwest for December, that's not a normal thing. Today we have those warm temperatures, but tonight it's supposed to be a low of 28, so those swings of temperatures, the amount of moisture in the air today, everyone's getting a little concerned about what's going to be coming here this afternoon in terms of storms and things, so we're going to cross our fingers that that won't happen. This is what you do when you live in the Midwest and you're preparing for a storm. The grill goes into the dining room. So it may sound crazy, but all of my footage from everything I've filmed is backed up on these hard drives, and I'm going to take them downstairs with me. So it's about like, what would you save in a fire, Ryan? Well, I would save my hard drives. And I would love to have all that backed up online, but my internet is not really all that fast here. And I've got, oh man, terabytes and terabytes and terabytes full of footage. So that is something that I'm going to need to figure out, but those hard drives need to stay safe. And also this camera.
What does this mean? It means we're highly likelihood to see severe storms with strong wind gusts and tornadoes.
Anything western Iowa, Highway 71 at this point, these are tagged for 80 miles per hour. 80 mile per hour thunderstorm warnings, and now trigger that emergency alert on your cell phone. So if these get extended farther into central Iowa, Fort Dodge, Ames, and Des Moines, you're probably going to hear your phones going off with that emergency alert tone.
Yeah, that's it. Good Lord.
Really warm out now. Sirens are going off now somewhere nearby.
Hour in Dallas Center with these thunderstorms. So the storms coming into the metro are producing very strong winds that are EF0, EF1.
So pretty much what happened with the weather was there were definitely a lot of tornadoes and things in the area. Luckily for us, there was nothing extremely damaging right where we were, but there was some damage here in different areas in Iowa. So our thoughts go out to anyone who did have any damage or anything with these storms. It was definitely kind of a scary day yesterday to try to figure out what might happen. This is not something that we typically have in December with that warm of weather and what was coming. Definitely it was something that everyone was very serious about here in the state, and that's good to be prepared. I am out at the property right now. They are working day 2 on the dirt work that we're doing out here to prepare for getting the site ready for building, having a driveway that's actually going to be able to be traversed by cement trucks and all of that stuff. And then also, I have not gone around here to see if there's any damage out here, but pretty much I think mostly what could have been damaged out here would have just been trees. So we'll have to go around and check that in a later time here, but that's kind of where we're at right now with things. Definitely an exciting time. A lot has changed in the last couple days, and I know I say that a lot out here, but it doesn't take too long to get used to something looking a certain way, and then especially when it comes to moving soil around and things like that, the changes in how it looks is amazing.